Okay, so I was making this video about my gluten-free pancakes and then shifting over to not gluten-free pancakes and why and all the other things. And my sister kept texting me while I was doing the video. I was like, oh, I'm almost done. Because originally I started making gluten-free pancakes because I had extended an offer for her and my niece to come camping with us, and they are gluten-free. And so we have a lot of eggs because we have chickens, and so I love this. It is 1 egg to 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Mix it all together, and then, oh my golly, the best. Usually waffles, but I gave my waffle maker to my uncle so he can make some in Kentucky. And so I was like, well, I'll just make pancake. Well, I also have buckwheat, and I also have teff, T-E-F-F grain. It's good stuff. So I have all of that, so I was like, well, I can combine the two. And is that weird looking? Anyway, so I can combine the two and do a gluten-free buckwheat teff, high protein because of the eggs and the peanut butter pancakes. Woohoo! Awesome! We can eat them whether or not my sister and niece go or otherwise. So I got it all going. I got my griddle cleaned off. I used my Ninja to grind the buckwheat groats and teff. I didn't grind the teff nearly enough, so it's kind of gritty-ish, but not really gritty. It's whole grainy. Anyway, so I was making them up and going along, and then my sister let me know, had reached out saying, hey, sorry, we're not going to make it. We have these other plans happening. And I was like, okay, switch, because, I've got my life alterations happening. She has her life alterations happening because her baby is a senior this year. So I'm like, yeah, spend time with your baby. Go do it. That's what I'm doing. I'm spending time with my baby and my grandbaby, because that grandbaby is getting big really quick. Really quick. So camping, needed a break. Was doing the gluten-free, and then was told they weren't coming, so I put the gluten-free over here, mixed up. I had some really gross, what is it? I mean, really gross, really. Some great value pancake and waffle mix with imitation blueberries. I needed it gone, and I didn't want to throw it away. So I just mixed it in with the gluten-free, and now it's not gluten-free, so I have the non-gluten here, or glutened pancakes here, the non-gluten pancakes there. And then I was making the video about her not being able to come, and she was texting me, and then I messed it up, and so I undone what I was doing and read her text, and she's like, hey, we switched things around and we can go. And I was like, okie doke. So, yay, I kept the gluten-freed over here out of the way, and had the gluten for everybody else, and I'll put these in a different bag because you just really want to maintain distance from gluten and gluten-free to keep them safe. So, I have gluten-free pancakes, yay, and high protein on top of that. And then I am not taking all of these to our 3-day camping trip. No, I put in 14 eggs and 14, well, not 14. Where is it? So I use Azure, peanut butter, gluten-free. Yep, gluten-free. The whole jar. I used the whole jar of peanut butter. And then coconut cream. Yep, a can of coconut cream. That's also gluten-free. gluten-free vanilla, because I make it myself. And I buy the gluten-free baking powder and baking soda. And yeah, the buckwheat and the teff. So those pancakes, that little pile over there, which they don't eat much, they're like little birds. So they don't eat much, so that's more than enough for them for 3 weekends. So I will bag them up, put them in the freezer, and when we get to the camp that next morning, they can heat them up and take the rest home. And that's what I'll do with these. I will put them in the freezer, and I'll take some for our camping trip and the rest in the freezer so that we have, because our chickens are going bye-bye probably mid-September or the last week of September before we move. So I wanted to use up our eggs, and that's a good way to do it in pancakes. So we're doing pretty good. I did have to buy a cat carrier thing for us to take our cats in the van, and that was what, $90 I think. So I've spent $90 on that, and we bought a thermometer to go into our deep freeze to keep track of the temperature. I'm having a hot flash, can you tell? I'm in air conditioning and I'm like, anyway. So then, yeah. And I think that was like $8, $9, I think. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping track of all the things. I apologize. So $90, $90-ish dollars for the cat carrier thing for the cats to be in the van, safe to travel, because they've never done this before. So we have it out in the high tunnel right now where they're at so that they can acclimate to it. I've put some catnip that we had out in it so that they want to be in there. And let's see here. Yeah, it's big. Oh my Lanta, it's big. So they'll have plenty of room to hang out. We'll put a litter box in there. I'm trying to figure out how to make sure we have water for them when we stop at night and midday and all the things, and them not get out. Trying to figure that out, because that's a long, it's going to be 4 nights that pulling the U-Haul and our van, pulling a trailer with either the one car or our side-by-side, maybe. We might be able to fit the side-by-side in the U-Haul and then pack things around it. I don't know, we'll see. And then the car on the back of the U-Haul, which would be ideal that way. I don't know. We're trying to figure it out, and we're coming down to the wire. Oh my, yes we are. I'm like, it's the last weekend of August. That means there's 1 more month, and we are vamonos. Wow. Yep, not ready. I'm not ready. They had a really bad storm last night. They were without power for like 3 hours. And they had a tree fall over. So that was yay. Anyway, so look, what is going on? So this started out with just like a little bitty bruise like that. And it was a little bitty single bruise for like 2 weeks. And then the other day I'm like, that's weird. What happened? I don't know. Anyway, so that's where we are financially on our things. Yep, that is it. I think that's all. I'm trying to brain it. So another meal that I plan on doing is a Mississippi pot roast. I don't have any of the peppercini things. I don't have any of those. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out either. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I've got several chuck roasts that need to get cooked. So I'll do a chuck roast for this weekend's camp trip, next weekend's camp trip, whenever it is, and put that in the freezer so we can have some. I was thinking either beef sandwiches or beef tacos or something. I don't know. Something easy that we can reheat and throw it together from the freezer. So that way I can go ahead and get things cooking and ready. When was it? Oh, I think, no, I didn't. So I had 1 pound of ground beef left in the freezer. So I cooked all of that down with 2 cups of lentils. And then I had 2 pint jars of tomato sauce that I had canned, put in there. Mustard. Who's your sister sauce? I just can't pronounce it otherwise. That's who it is. That's what it is. Who's your sister sauce? Let me show you what I'm talking about so you're not confused. And dehydrated onions, dehydrated zucchini, dehydrated vegetables. This stuff. Who's your sister sauce? I added some of that. Molasses. I think that was it. Garlic, of course, garlic. You got garlic. So it's kind of like a sloppy Joe, but veggie heavy. Oh, and some spinach. And so I had that. I had some red rice. I had made 4 loaves of bread. 2 days ago, I think it was, 4 loaves of bread I made, fresh milled. So I sliced that up and put it in the freezer so that we can just pull out as we need it, and I don't have to worry about it going bad. So that's handy dandy. And I just recently read that it's supposed to be healthier that way. Who knew? So, and that way meaning frozen, then toasted. It's good golly, it's supposed to make it better for you for some, I don't know. Anyway, all I know is whoever thought of those little berries out there need to be ground up and mixed with salt and water and what else? I think I have fat in there. I don't remember. Honey. Yeah. All of that and bake it. I love you. Wherever you are, whoever thought putting those things together like that was a good idea, and it was. Yeah, you're great. You're awesome. Anyway, so still on track as far as the grocery store goes currently. I don't have the peppercini to make a Mississippi pot roast, but I think I might have canned those carrots and jalapenos that are like pickled-ish and pickle juice. Maybe I can throw that together into that chuck roast and make a Mrs. pot roast that way. I don't know. But I don't know. Anyway, my sister said, I think I got around to that she is coming. So I have some gluten-free pancakes for her, but she's also going to bring their own food, so I don't need to make other foods gluten-free, which is easy anyway. I mean, hobo stew. I got ground pork out there that is still good. It is still good. That I could do with potatoes, carrots, and onions, and easy peasy meal, gluten-free. But she wants to bring her own. Cool. I will I might just be cooking for me and Todd. I don't know what. I did throw out hey, son, what do you and Carrie want to eat? Because I want to make sure that we have you guys fed too. And I mean, I'm kind of bad about, I usually overpack a lot. Yeah. So I kind of want to bring my popcorn popper and pop popcorn. Yes, I do. And, but I might not. I mean, we only have so much room, and all of the things. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm salivating. Thought of popcorn. Maybe there's huckleberries ready. I don't know. That's my huckleberry picking place, and I've only been able to do that twice. I've been there 2 years, 2 different years, and otherwise I just, the one time it was just by sheer luck I found it, and then after that it was, the second time was someone else had found them, and so we went as a group of ladies went and huckleberry picked because she knew they were on. And then otherwise I've tried and I keep missing them. So maybe this is my lucky day, and we'll get there and they'll be right ready and I can pick me some huckleberries to take us to Kentucky. I'll make some jam out of them. Yeah, make jam, because jam, huckleberries, golly. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. That's what we're doing. And I think that's about it. We got another showing happening. So that'll be 3. The one showing from the first 2, they came back to look at it again. And then now we get a 3rd one. Yay. And, you know, 3rd time's a charm, right? So this is the one. This is the one. This is the one that they're going to be like, I cannot live without this house. I cannot live without this view. Oh, I will insert the picture that Todd took here of what we saw last night. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I really love where I live. I do. But I love where I live in Kentucky too, because everywhere is beautiful. Everywhere. Everywhere outdoors is gorgeous. God made gorgeous. And with that, would love some input. What do you take? What kind of camp food do you like? I mean, hot dogs all day long. Yes, but I don't have any. Do I have any? Oh, I don't have any of those either. I have brats, but we've eaten them all because the brats were so good. But we've eaten them all, so I can't bring those because we don't have any. I think I have 2 sweet potatoes left. I could probably go pick some potatoes out of our garden and get some good potatoes there, and that would go well. I think I have some carrots left in the refrigerator that I could put together for a hobo stew or a foil stew. I don't know, what do you call it? Hobo stew or foil stew, where you put all the things together in aluminum foil and put it on the fire to cook. We grew up calling it a hobo stew. Oh, and I'll have to put some of that sauerkraut. Yes, I got sauerkraut, so there's some sauerkraut on that. My Lanta, that's gonna be so good, so good. Yes, so I'm salivating again. What else? I don't remember. We got 3 lunches, 3 breakfasts, and 3 dinners. 3, 3, and 3. 3 lunches, 3 breakfasts, and 3 dinners. Some of them have 4 people, some of them have 2. And, what shall we bring? Okay, I'm going to have to rewatch this to remember some of the ideas I came up with. Because I forgot. I do have some chicken breast out there too. So I might be able to do something with chicken. Yeah, yep. We'll see. All right. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm greatly going to appreciate all your comments on what kind of things you take and give me some options. What your favorite camp food is. Should I bring my popcorn popper? I kind of think I should. My husband will probably say not. But butter and popcorn, buttered popcorn. Hello, at the campground. We'll see. Anyway, thanks again. Ciao.